All right, here we go. We've got ourselves another fresh series coming at you, spawning at the bottom left for... What did he just sign with? He just signed with another team. It's Spirit. He just signed with Na'Vi. It's Na'Vi's Spirit. We figured it out. And his opponent spawning up at the top right. It is Twisted Minds Classic in the red. Now, this is an intriguing match to start things off here. We have got, well, a hotly contested match, to say the very least. It is going to be played on the EU server. So Classic has ping disadvantage. Now, the reasoning for that is that it is an IEM Katowice qualifier. So it's a qualifier to a $500,000 24-player tournament taking place 2 months from now. And this is a match to make it through. It's a best-of-5. Winner advances right into the actual tournament. Loser will have one more opportunity to qualify from this event. So the loser plays another best-of-5 qualifying match. So they're already in a really good position to qualify, but they haven't done it yet. Now will be a Marine expand. 1 Rax expand coming out from Spirit. He actually doesn't pull a second SCV. So this command center gets delayed by like almost a full 10 seconds. He was up to like almost 525 minerals at the end there. Will be a factory and should be a reactor behind this, I assume. Yeah, there we go. Classic able to save his probe. That's obviously nice for him. And a little bit of an... Wait, does this actually... That doesn't block the Reaper jump point, does it? I feel like you can put it one further pixel over, but I'm actually not 100% sure. Will be double adept on the start. Chrono boost on the first one, no chrono on the second. So you might want to try and put a little bit of pressure on. And the second and third Marine will not yet be out because he didn't build that reactor right away, but he can have a Cyclone start up very quickly, and there it is. Could have also been a Hellion, but elects to go for the early Cyclone. Now, the Adept will most likely be able to get in on top of this SCV. Yeah, he's going to slow down this command center significantly, and that's the cost of having that command center delayed as much as he did. Oh, Classic actually kind of whiffs a couple of the shots, but still, he hasn't even taken any hull damage yet. And this command center is being delayed quite significantly, and that does supply block Spirit for the next little bit, but he's already got all of his production active. Regardless, that's a very nice start for Classic. However, I think Spirit should be able to get the kill on this. Yeah, he will get the kill on that Adept, so at least Spirit gets a little something. Now, Classic also gets to know that it's an early Cyclone. Spirit doesn't yet know that his opponent has opened up Stargate into an immediate Robo, so it is going to be Phoenix Colossus to kick things off. That's kind of nifty here from Classic. Oh, Cloaked Banshee out of Spirit. Now, on paper, Classic has an excellent setup against what Spirit's doing, but because you oftentimes want to keep the Phoenixes hidden, you're less likely to scout right across the map. And so there's a very good chance that this Cloaked Banshee will go unscouted. Classic also not starting up an early second Phoenix. In fact, he even cancels it. Might be prioritizing the robotics bay. If he does, that's kind of insane. Oh, no, it's going to be an Immortal. Okay, so he's anticipating a bit of a push. And goes robotics bay. Wow, off of 1 Phoenix. Now, he did build a shield battery. And he has 2 Stalkers and an Adept, which actually is enough to manage those Cyclone pushes. As long as it's not like double reactor Cyclone, which, well, Classic knows that it's not. Now we see a second Phoenix starting on up. Will Classic... Okay, he does build the Observer. I was going to say, if he doesn't build the Observer, this could be big problems for him. Like, huge, huge, huge problems. Banshee will be coming across the top side of the map. There's no shield battery in the mineral line in the main, none in the natural. I checked, you know, out of order, but you get the idea. Cloak has completed, and Classic is going to send this Observer right across the map. Spirit has a ton of potential to possibly just win the game with these Cloaked Banshees. Where's the second Cloaked Banshee? Okay, they're rallying together, so he wants the one-shot potential, but that could end up actually backfiring on him massively. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, my God. Classic's Banshee. Or Classic's Phoenix has stopped moving. Oh, he would have cut it off perfectly. But he just misses. Classic, I don't think he's got any idea. And now we've even got missile turrets on Spirit's side of the map to deal with what is potentially going to be some Phoenix harass. These Banshees are really staying at home for a long time or staying hidden for a long time. Classic will keep his Phoenixes back home. He is going to have access to a recall for the Observer. But this could still get so much damage done. I think it's going to get at minimum like 10, maybe even 12 probes. Oh, this is so nice for Spirit right now. There's that recall coming on in. Spirit actually did kind of mess up a little bit there on some of the target fire, but look at this. He splits up the Banshees into the main, into the third, and will be able to find a ton more probes here. He is going to lose this last Banshee in the main, but 12 probes it is. Exactly 12. And this Banshee, oh man, chase it. Classic's gotta chase this down for sure. It's going to run out of energy very shortly. Oh, good job from Classic. He will get the cleanup. It is difficult to follow that Shimmer, but you can do it if you have the attention. Now, Classic was on 3 Nexus, but Spirit's on 3 Command Centers. I think I like this positioning for Spirit very much, especially since he went for the double engineering bay, so his 1-1 is actually super fast. And it times out with the stim and combat shields. 4 upgrades all coming online at the same time. That is going to be scary for Classic to deal with. And to that end, Classic just started his Forge and Twilight Council. Spirit did not start an armory up right away, though. So he won't be able to continue the upgrades right away. Man, he got so much damage done with those Banshees, though. Phoenixes on the other side of the map are going to try and grab a little something. Classic knows he's got to get something done. And he gets 3 SCVs to start off. Only a little bit of hull damage on one of the Phoenixes. That's not bad. Oh, medevac. Not going to go on down. Classic was just looking for units that were popping out of barracks, looking to get some kills there. Not able to do so. Classic going very quickly into a fleet beacon and second Stargate. This is not something I expected. Did we see an Observer get taken down? Yes, we did. Disruptor coming in from Classic as well. So he's going to be playing Disruptor Carrier. Oh, Phoenixes. They will get on out. So good usage of these Phoenixes here from Classic. And he is going to be getting up to the 7th and 8th gases at this base very quickly. Already back up to 73 probes, so solid economy there too. Meanwhile, a little Marine drop on the bottom side. Wow, very fast +1 ship weapons as well from Classic. Yeah, he is going hard on the carriers. He's saying, Spirit, you got a reputation for turtling. And he does. Man, this is like... Spirit could have started his 2-2 upgrades like 2 minutes ago. He could have them almost done at this point. Classic will spot the army in the middle of the map thanks to that watchtower, and he wants to jump it, but Spirit quick to get out of there. Good job. Double medevac drop into the natural. 6 Marauders and just 4 Marines. Ooh, but he scouts the carrier transition instantly, and he's going to pick off quite a few probes. Meanwhile, attack on the bottom side will just... it's going to get a couple of probes, but the carriers should actually be able to deal with that. Meanwhile, Phoenix lifts at the natural. They're going to help take care of this as well. Drop into the main base. Spirit really trying to pull Classic apart. Nice job right there from Classic. He target fired the Marine. Meanwhile, the Marauder actually takes forever to get killed off with the medevac healing that. But now that the medevac goes down, lift, he'll be able to clean this up. Honestly, that wasn't so bad for Classic. It looked pretty rough at first, and he did kill a lot of workers, but, I mean, there's already 2 carriers on the field. 3rd and 4th are popping out right now, and +1 air weapons is pretty nearly done, and Spirit hasn't started up 2-2. He's gotten up to Ghost, and he is on 4 Viking production at a time. So that is something... Oh, my God. 14 Vikings already out. Hang on. There's, like, nothing that deals with Vikings in Classic's army. He's got 5 Phoenixes, and that's pretty much it. Where did this Marine just come from? I have no idea. Also, Spirit's going to be on +1 ship weapons himself. Now, carriers can actually shred Vikings, like, super hard once you get a critical mass. But we're not there yet. We're not actually even really that close. Spirit, by the way, is building a 5th command center on location. All right, all right. Classic trying to take the gold base here. Classic, once he gets up to 6 carriers and the mothership, actually, you know what? A time warp on top of the Vikings could be pretty huge. Reducing the movement speed and attack speed is going to be quite significant. Now, of course, so can Ghost's EMPs on the interceptors. There's that 5th and 6th carrier popping on out. Classic. Oh, will be able to cover the carriers. Gets a blink forward and kills the Viking. Thanks, of course, to the vision he gets from this pylon, I believe. Ooh, these carriers on the top side. They are going to find a rather small army. Oh, he's going to be able to take down the medevacs. Gets both of them. That's actually going to kill several of the Marines as well. Carrier DPS is just ludicrously high. That was only 2 interceptors, I think, that just died. 6 interceptors in the game. Ooh, Vikings going hunting, but they're not going to be able to find it. And Classic's already back up to maxed out interceptor count, 48. 8 in each carrier. +2. Oh, the Vikings are going to find the carriers this time. That's a huge pickoff. 1 carrier going down, 2 carriers going down. Meanwhile, push through the middle. It's a concave, though, for Spirit. He snipes down 2 disruptors very quickly, but we will see the Ghost being found in trouble. Cloaking Field trying to activate, but there is a scan utilized. And I think that this very messy engagement is going to go in the favor of Spirit quite heavily. It's just mass Viking left against just a couple of carriers. Both players losing a lot, but it is going to be Spirit who will be able to replenish more effectively, I think, at least. That actually didn't look... I'm sorry, that looked terrible for Classic, and I think it was really bad for him. But it... Weirdly, the supplies are not as far in Spirit's favor now as I would have expected. I guess Vikings really are that expensive. And, okay, well, there it is. I was going to say we don't have any medevacs, but 5 medevacs on the field at once. Spirit also getting into double air upgrades and now adding on his 3-2 for the ground. Classic trying to rebuild the carriers here. I mean, after you lose the carriers, it's such a difficult task to rebuild them. Classic has taken this base on the bottom side, but Spirit scouts it just now and might be able to just take it out instantly. There's no pylon to even warp in units. Yeah, this is going to be a dead base for sure. No chance, no shot. Classic is going to be on 2-1-0 on his air. Once that +1 air weapons finishes up. Oh, recall coming on in. But it won't even go through. So, oh, nope, Spirit not going to track down the probes. A little bit of a mistake, I would say, leaving those probes there. And Classic will take that kind boon. I mean, it's only 7 probes that escape, but that's 7 probes that he doesn't have to rebuild. Classic back up to 3 carriers at a time now. And he just now starts rebuilding the mothership. He has managed to get pretty much maxed back out, but Spirit, I mean, look at this. He's on so many bases now. Wait, do we have Liberator harass or something? 5 probes going down. Was that wasn't... No, that was... Okay. Yeah, there was something. I was like, I swear it was only 4 workers before. Classic. He does win this little skirmish. And he cleans up the medevac, so at least there's that. Spirit on 18 Vikings now. That is an insane number of Vikings. He's also on 2-1 for his own air. Classic just now starts up the +3 ship weapons and +2 air armor. So they're both getting towards that next stage at about the same time. Now, battery overcharge is going to make it difficult to take a fight here. Classic playing Blink Stalker Carrier with just a couple Colossus for support and a singular Disruptor. Ooh, got to be careful with the Vikings, but he snipes down a carrier instantly. Yeah, Spirit really putting everything into the Vikings for his anti-carrier setup. Like, he actually doesn't have enough anti-air on the ground. Yes, 11 Ghosts are really beefy, and the EMPs are going to be really good. But in a straight-up fight, they're not going to be actually the best. Ooh, nice hot pickup on the siege tanks to save them there. Classic blinking forward will grab a couple of bio units of his opponent. But once again, it is the air war that is everything. And now we're up to 8 carriers. And the mothership is back out on the field. Spirit adding on missile turrets here. He should be getting into +3 armor. And honestly, actually, I think the engineering bay upgrades would be bigger. Ooh, there's the EMP on the carriers. Those are huge. Cloaking field will get activated, but there is a scan available. Liberators are going to get taken out very quickly. Blink forward from the Stalkers. Carriers, can they target down the Vikings? The Vikings are kind of disappearing. And that is going to be Classic crushing through the Golden Armada. Showering down on Spirit. And the Mass Blink Stalker did way better than I expected there, too. The Vikings got shredded. Liberators needed to be out in bigger numbers to clear up the Interceptors. And Classic's going to do it in game number 1. Spirit, there's no way. He's just straight up dead. He's building a nuke right now. But Vikings, they're going to get taken down very quickly. Nice target fire there from Classic. Can Spirit somehow stabilize? I don't think so. No, there's no way. There's no way. And even if he did, he is going to lose so much to do it. There it is. GG gets called. Classic takes game number 1 quite unexpectedly after how that first engagement went. All right, here we go. Game number 2. Spawning down on the bottom left. For Na'Vi, it is Spirit. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up at the top right for Twisted Minds. Winning it with the carriers. It is Classic. In the red. Damn. Carriers, pretty good, man. Pretty good. And that's going to be a frustrating loss for Spirit because this is with ping advantage and after he got the jump on a bunch of his opponent's carriers. That went about as well as you could expect or as well as you could ask. And he also got a ton of probes at the early stages of the game with those 2 Banshees. I mean, so much went right for Spirit early on, and Classic still managed to win that game. And now as we get on to Radhuset, which is a map where going straight up into carriers is a very good play, way better than on Alcyone. I mean, I wouldn't be feeling too confident as Spirit. Yeah, once your opponent gets up to mass carriers, I honestly don't think Vikings are great. There are ways to deal with it. Mass carrier, that is. But I think you need a bunch of Liberators, potentially, to start gunning down Interceptors. Or you can go like Marine Tank Ghost Medevac, potentially. But that's scary to go for that. It's a difficult composition to make work. Colossus are going to be really good. It's pretty tough, to be honest. Pretty tough. Classic, though, did a lot of things very well there. Honestly, it was the macro for me that looked quite impressive. There is the Stargate coming on in once again. And it will be an Adept to start things off here for Classic. Even though it's, you know, it's a big map. It's... Well, you still close the distance pretty quickly with that Adept Shade. Now, we are going to see the Command Center finish up this time, I believe. Spirit, of course, did have that early Command Center being slowed down significantly. This time, though, not going to be the case. It will manage to complete. Classic would love to find his opponent's SCV, but he's not going to be able to do so. Spirit putting the Cyclone out of range. Classic is going to be opening up with the Oracle here, and it will be a 1-1-1 setup from Spirit. We'll see what he can get done. Oh, I wonder if the Adept actually saw the Cyclone. That must have been really close. Oh, looks like he did not, though, because he is going to get jumped here. All right, good job from Spirit keeping that hidden. And he gets the Adept. Now, first Oracle going to be crossing the map. Spirit will just repair up this Cyclone, and I like that quite a bit. Oracle. Oh, nice slick control right there from Classic. I don't know if that was worth it. That was a ton of damage on the Oracle, but the execution was clean. Kind of did the drift micro. Hey, there's the third command center, and look at this. Classic going straight. Fleet Beacon, 2-base carrier. You think he went carriers quickly in game 1? Wait till you see game 2. He is going straight for the Golden Armada. Damn. Ooh, scan comes down, sees the Fleet Beacon. Okay, and it's an instant armory. So Spirit is going to try and match this. Oh, it's not going to be carriers. I had this in the back of my head. I was like, maybe it's going to be Tempest, but I just didn't think so. That is very surprising. Second starport already from Spirit. They're both skipping straight into the air. That is honestly pretty wild. Bunker getting salvaged. Spirit surprisingly not putting the third command center here. Maybe he didn't want to get it interrupted by the Oracle. He was a little bit worried about that. Classic will scout the quick second starport. Oh, and he barely gets away. And he sees that it's double reactor, so he knows that it's going to be mass Vikings. Now, against this, do you double down and go like mass Phoenix? I don't think Classic is going to do that, but Anion Pulse Crystals Phoenixes could actually do all right. The Tempests are so interesting to me. No Tectonic Destabilizers yet. No +1 air weapons yet. I understand the no Tectonic Destabilizers. He wants to focus all of his money on building the Tempests and continue to build probes and all that jazz. Spirit. Oh, gonna mine out this mineral patch. And we'll be able to land the command center. Now, this feels... I mean, you've already scouted it. Your opponent has a lot. I don't like this move, I don't think. The Tempests are maneuverable, but like, hell, man. This is so scary. And I love that Spirit moves around his opponent, and this should be a big jump from Spirit. That's going to be at least one Tempest going down. Oh, second one barely makes it out. The missiles tried to chase that into the void. Now, Spirit is actually... I mean, he's super dedicated. But so is Classic, for that matter. Oh, do you really want to attack into Battery Overcharge? Ooh, nice job. Takes down the Oracle instantly. Battery Overcharge will get popped. Spirit not able to finish off that one Tempest, but he does get it now. I think that was still good for Spirit. Yeah. Those Tempests are very expensive. Vikings are not cheap either, but... Oh, this is interesting. +1 ground weapons and no Twilight Council, but just a bunch of gateways. Spirit, though, transitioning back into ground. Second armory and the double engineering bay. So he's trying to shove his opponent off of air very violently. Spirit is up to 4 barracks. No 5th barracks. God, this is such a strange setup. And now we see the carriers coming on in. Spirit's still building 4 Vikings at a time. And no bio. No bio whatsoever. I mean, I suppose he's seen that his opponent is continuing to build air units. Blink does now start up. There's the +1 weapons from Classic. And I suppose until you're going carriers, it's not that big of a deal. That's a great scan from Spirit. Really valuable scan. Classic is going to be getting up to 8 gateways here. This is such a wonky, unconventional game. It is just all over the place. 4th command center starting up. Man, I personally don't like playing on Red Huset, but I cannot deny that the games have been straight fire. Absolutely entertaining as hell. Classic does need to start up his 4th carry. There we go. He's just a little bit short on money, but he gets up to it now. Both players taking their 4th bases. It's similar timing, but it is a little bit faster for Spirit. He's still pumping out 4 Vikings at a time. And you know what? I don't really blame him. Like, with how much he killed in game number 1 and then still lost because he didn't have enough to deal with the carriers. Yeah, it's really hard to blame him. But at the same time, I mean, he's got, like, no bio units. Classic getting very close to completing the blink and the +1 air weapons. He's going to be on 4 carriers and 6 Tempests. And, I mean, Spirit... Oh, wow. Spirit... Oh, he's going to go straight up to BCs. Okay, he's got to, yeah. Yeah, he's getting a fusion core, 3 more starports. The ground is fake. The ground is a meme. It's not real. He will be on 5 barracks finally. Funnily enough, well, not even funny enough. He's got stim and combat shields. No concussive shells, though. Oh, that's an orbital. A little bit unexpected right there. Big blink forward coming on in here. Time warp does get used, but that's an instantly dead carrier. That did not take long to go down at all. But here's the problem with no bio. There's nothing to protect against the blink stalkers. This feels like that one campaign mission in Wings of Liberty, where you get the Viking, you unlock the Viking. I think it's Wings of Liberty, yeah. And you either save Ariel Hansen or you help out the Protoss. 3 BCs do start on up here. Oh my god, this Marauder. Are we really microing this Marauder? I don't think it's worth it. Just pull it all the way back. How many carriers are we up to now? So Spirit... Oh my god, he's on 30 Vikings. 30 Vikings. Straight to air for this one. Look at that timing, by the way. Stim, or pardon me, level 2 ground weapons, charge, and Psystorm. All going to be finishing up within moments of one another. We do have Ghosts hitting the field. Oh, very small amount of bio. I mean, it is 1-1 versus 2-0 on the Stalkers, but yeah, this is still going to be an easy cleanup for Classic. Not a lot happening here in this game, truth be told. But we're about to be on +2 ship weapons still. It's so funny to see this. This is just so unexpected. Both players are spending their money like nobody's business. Man, 31 Vikings. I don't think there's enough to deal with the Stalkers right now. I actually don't think there is. There's so little. He does have smart servos, so he can land the Vikings, and Vikings are going to be really good with 3-2 upgrades against 2-0 Stalkers, especially when the Stalkers are EMP'd. But look at this. He forces his opponent out, and Spirit is just going to get zoned out. He's going to lose 2 bases. In fact, he should just cancel this command center, but he is going to let it finish. Well, that's going to be very expensive. And the Stalkers, they can just zone this out. 1. Oh, bold blink forward. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, that is pretty expensive. Now we see the BCs blinking in behind. Looking Field is going to get activated. We are going to see the Storms on the Vikings. It's going to be huge, but EMPs on the carriers is big as well. Time Warp on the BCs. Will that be enough? Oh, it's hard to tell who's winning this fight, but I can tell you who's winning the game, and it is Classic. The ability to remax is gone for Spirit. He spent everything. And Classic's even going to win the fight. The Stalkers will beat the BCs. It's over. 2 of the carriers survived. Classic still has a massive amount of money in the bank still. And he's on a gold base. Spirit just lost 2 bases, one of which before it even got up and running. I think this game is just over. I think Classic's just going to remax. And he's just going to win the game. Spirit, he's not dealing with this Sky Toss in a way that I'm a fan of. I'll say that. There it is. GG gets called. Classic will take the 2-0 lead. All right, here we go. Game number 3. Spawning up at the top left. It is Navi's Spirit in the blue. And his opponent spawning down in the bottom right for Twisted Minds is Classic in the red. And it seems as though Spirit is being exposed a little bit. He does not have a great answer to this Sky Toss. Not at all, to be honest. He is struggling a ton against this. And Spirit, sending out an early SCV. Is this going to be an engineering bay block? Yes, okay. For a second, I thought he might have proxied a second barracks, but no. No, we're not going to be seeing that. Now, reminder that even if the loser of this match does, well, even the loser of this match, even if they lose, they will still have one more shot to qualify. One more chance. But things are not looking great for Spirit so far. He is in a ton of trouble. Down 2-0 in the series. Classic will do the, what I'm feeling is pretty uncommon these days. He will take the third Nexus as his natural. We don't see players doing that that much anymore. And of course, Spirit cancels the engineering bay. No reason to keep it alive once you've achieved your objective. This is interesting, though. It's not going to be a super fast factory from Spirit. Obviously, will be relatively quick, but not the fastest. I'm almost, at this point, I'd almost be surprised if Classic didn't go for a quick fleet beacon here. But I would love to see him mix it up and do something a little bit funky. He's honestly played these games out very cleanly. And Spirit, I mean, even with some good starts, has not been able to compete with Classic in these macro games. We are going to see that Stargate coming on in. Classic building an extra pylon at the front to provide the potential to wall. That is very cute. So if it were quick Hellions, like let's say it was Reactor Hellion, which Classic, well, knows that it's not, at least not yet. He'd be able to build like a gateway here. Thanks to the assistance of this pylon. Now, yeah. Okay, no, it is going to be a robotics facility. All right, all right. I was like, is he actually going to go for another fleet beacon? Like, that would be insane. But will be a little bit more normal. Reaper is going to try and get in here. Will Classic... he'll be able to get the kill, but he won't be able to get the denial on the scout. Oh, will he be able to get the kill? Oh, yes. Yeah, that's trapped. Almost actually got away from the Adept, surprisingly. And it is going to be Oracle into Phoenix Colossus. I think Thank you very much, Vorax1, by the way, for the Prime resub at 14 months. Oh, Fresh Mule does get picked off. Does take a fair bit of hull damages. Classic misclicked onto the SCV, which you can't blame him. It's like occupying almost the exact same space. But, I mean, getting a Fresh Mule is super worth it. And he knew that was a Fresh Mule. He saw it just go down right away. As well, thank you very much, Super S, for the Prime resub at 11 months as well. Robotics Bay is going to come on in. Classic. This is kind of a... Can an Immortal fit through there? Should be able to, right? Okay, I love when my question gets answered right away. Colossus would be able to, because its legs are spindly and its footprint is weird. Weirdly small because it's so spindly. Can't walk over everything, but it can walk over quite a bit. And relatively small chokes are maneuverable. Where is this probe going? He's not taking a... No. He's putting a spotter pylon, right? Or just a... Yeah, okay, spotter pylon. Yeah, I like that. Actually, some great spotting units here. Pylon on the bottom. Probe here. Classic. Ooh, also dropping a stasis ward. So this is interesting, too. Because the stasis ward will... Unless there's a unit on this side, it won't activate until the units actually pass over. And unless you have medevacs to see over, you wouldn't see the stasis ward until you were inside the shrubs. And you would only see it if you noticed it, which would be very easy to not. That is a really clever stasis ward position. Spirit is going to gear up for a much more standard push. And Classic, he is on one Colossus already. Extended Thermal Lance started up. Not yet done. Second Colossus will be probably in time for this push. Ooh, it's going to be a double medevac marine drop. And Classic's going to see this coming. Oracle will get onto the third base location and gets a short denial. It's actually quite nice. Stim combat shields +1 weapons all going to be coming online very shortly. Stim and combat shields, I mean, there they are. +1 weapons, it's about 10 seconds away. Ooh. Colossus going hunting there. Oh, and there it is, the stasis ward. Well, that's a little bit of a backfire there because the Hellion was faster than the rest of the army, but the secondary stasis ward getting 2 Marauders, 2 Widow Mines. It's actually rather nice. And now the Oracle going to get back in here. Denies this command center again. He will lose the Oracle this time, but he gets some decent value. He's going to be able to take down 2 rather valuable early units. Well, I guess 4 in the form of the Widow Mines and the Marauders. Marauder count is not that high yet. You know, that's, what, like 22.22%, repeating, of course, of the Marauder count at that point. Yeah, everything is going Classic's way. He even kills one of the medevacs with a few Marines inside. Now, that was a little bit greedy. The first lift was bold. The second lift was foolish. But he still gets a good trade there. And this army... not going to be super decisive on the bottom side. So Classic, while the rest of his army was kind of pulled a little bit out of position, Spirit maybe could have moved through, but he didn't. He didn't. And now I really just love Classic's position. And look at that Spirit building double bunker on the other side of the map while his opponent takes a 4th Nexus. I mean, I get it. Spirit's afraid of a big, you know, Colossus Charge Lot Archon push, but... I really don't like this situation for Spirit one bit. I wonder if the bunkers are a good idea. Ooh, that's a pretty big mine shot right there. You know what? He's seen the Zealots. Yeah, there's a lot of Zealots, and a War Prism is being made, and it is 4 Colossus. Only even just now 4 Vikings on the field. Ghost Academy will complete, but Spirit is supply blocked. Oh, he's got 3 ghosts that are queued up. There we go. Now we can start building them. Will they be out in time? Archons are done. That supply block could end up being lethal for Spirit. If Classic goes right now, which he is going, he's got that charge already done. +1 weapons is going to be online momentarily as well. Uh-oh. This looks so deadly. And that little supply block may end up being, like I said, lethal. But look at this little SimCity Spirits created. Bunch of Widow Mines, some depots, bunkers. But even with all this, Classic might just run him over nonetheless. Here it comes, Widow Mines. Ooh, will get lifted. Classic, yeah, he's trying to grind through force fields on top of the siege tanks. Will keep a lot of the bio at bay. And the ghosts, they joined up late, and now they are going to get shredded. Vikings will start to go to town on the Colossus, and there's actually a lot of bio. That did end up being a very effective defense. So much bio left over for Spirit. And now Classic, he's going to get held. And Spirit's super fortress in the natural, between the natural and the third, will win him game number 3. And all of a sudden, we got ourselves a series. Classic not GGing yet for some reason, but it is 79 army supply to just before that warp, and it was 10. Now it's 26. Spirit can just go. He can just go, and there should be no way that Classic can stop him. Classic, I mean, in a weird way, I don't even blame him for attacking in there, because it looked at first like it was going to work. But, I mean, evidently it was not the right call. And Spirit will put one on the board here. Classic, he's going to try and micro his way through this, but there's just way too much Terran. Spirit, good job, good recovery. He will force a game number 4. All right, here we go. Game number 4. Spawning down in the bottom right. Finally put one on the board for Team Na'Vi. It is Spirit in the blue. And his opponent spawning up at the top left. It is Twisted Minds Classic in the red. Man, that was a weird situation. Like, I really am confused. So Classic, obviously everything's been going right for him in this series. Pretty much everything. And he had himself a solid lead in game number 4. Or game number 3, I should say. And he had those 4 Colossus. He had Charge, a ton of Zealots. And the start of that engagement... Oh, look at that. Spirit. Oh, wait, did Classic not notice? Oh, did Classic not notice? He didn't notice. Okay, that's an engineering bay block that should have not been able to get this easily through. Classic was looking for a proxy Rax. Was not looking for the SCV to come through. Or maybe does Classic just not care? Is he just going to take the Nexus onto the third base again? No, he just didn't know. Oh, wow. Yes, there is Poriforion. Yes, there is. It's me. I'm Otani Watch. This is... That's a little bit bizarre. This might actually be the Reactor Hellion play. Will it? No. He's actually just building Reactor. Oh, never mind. Yeah, no, I'm very, like, thrown off by game number 3 right there. Because it looked like it was such a good game for Classic, and I actually was wondering if maybe he could have somehow broken through those bunkers. But Spirit clearly saw the future with those bunkers at the third base. He reached into his crystal ball. He said, this is how I win game 3. This is how I make Steadfast look like a silly head. And you know what? I tip my cap to thee, because I feel like a silly head, but I'm glad to get a game number 4. It was actually just such a great defensive setup from Spirit. Like the Widow Mines, the bunkers, the missile turret, the supply depots that funneled those Zealots up super hard. And Classic, it kind of felt like he had a little bit of victory disease right there. Everything just went so well for him for such a long time. Stalker from Classic going to be a nuisance here on the other side of the map. And this is interesting. 2 Hellions now. I would have definitely expected Cyclones. Yeah. Classic is going to be able to kind of dictate the flow a little bit. It is going to be Oracle first again. Okay, now it's going to be Cyclones. That makes sense. But I think I would have preferred Cyclones right away. Spirit is going to try and put on some pressure with a push. Getting a medevac as well as these 2 Cyclones. This is going to be scary. Ooh, there is a probe in the wall. Okay, well, Classic not paying attention will let the Hellions in. These Hellions are going to do so much. Look at the split from Classic. Oh my god, he actually jukes them. Hello? Wow, Classic actually just poker faced. Oh, but the Hellion lineup is, well, the probe lineup doesn't even matter. Meanwhile, though, attack on the 3rd base. Shield battery not quite done. 2 more probes going to fall. Make it 3. Where's the Oracle? Oh, I think the Oracle died. The Oracle died and it only got 1 SCV. Oh my goodness. Wait, where did the Oracle even die? Did it just run into the units of Spirit? Now Spirit going to find the units of... Wait, who finds who? 1 Cyclone does get picked off. Stalkers are in some danger. It is 3 Cyclones here. There is a shield battery at this base. Does he have energy on the Nexus? Yes. Yes, he does. Battery overcharge can get popped. Oh, nice Phoenix lift right there. Will lose the Phoenix, but he got the Cyclone at least. And now it's a lot of Stalkers. Nice dodge on the shots. Oh, barely gets the drop on that 1 Cyclone. Spirit microing these Cyclones very well, but he will get overwhelmed. Such a weird and chaotic fight. And look at this 0 army on the map right now for Spirit. He just popped out a Marine and 2 Cyclones. But I like Classic's position right now. Well, do I? I don't even know because it's even worker counts. Spirit's actually ahead. Oh, that's a painful loss. Supply depot not getting canceled. We're still relatively early in the game, so stuff like that does hurt. 4th and 5th barracks coming on in from Spirit. So he is going for a 5 racks off 2 bases. We'll add on a 3rd command center now. But it looks like he wants to try and power out a few extra units and maybe catch Classic off guard. +1 weapons coming on in, but it is going to be late. I'll never forget some of the pushes I've seen Bjorn pull off, where he just makes absolute miracles happen with these 2 base 5 racks pushes, and he stays on 2 bases for forever. And it's just really impressive that he's able to continue to find magic. There's concussive shells and combat shields. Stim was nearly done anyway, so even if he only had the 2 tech labs, he could have queued up concussive shells right behind it and would have been finished very soon anyways. Classic just now going to start his first Colossus, so his tech is very delayed. God, this game is so weird. I legitimately don't know who I would put ahead. I think Spirit. He is going to have 2 tanks. And concussive shells and +1 weapons are getting very close to completing. He is on a landed 3rd command center in Classic. Well, Classic's been mining from his natural for a while, so he's up to 3 bases now as well. First Colossus just now joining the field. Spirit, yeah, he's up 40 army supply. Classic, yeah, no, Spirit's definitely ahead. Classic just now starting his 3rd and 4th gateway. No Twilight Council, no Forge. No, Spirit is definitely ahead. But he does need to push pretty soon to actually realize that advantage, I think. Because Classic does have an economic advantage. It's a small one. It's a very small one, actually. Yeah, once the mules kick in on this base, it kind of disappears, actually. Really like to see Spirit take that 1 SCV, the one that's mining lopsidedly off. Nice interception on a couple of reinforcements for Classic, but this looks very painful for the Korean Protoss. And a stim drop into the main base. What just got recalled? Oh, way too much. Way too much just got recalled. Spirit can absolutely just stim in and go for it. He's going to take down 1 shield battery. He should not hesitate. There's no reason to hesitate here. He should absolutely try and take down this Nexus. Classic has to walk all the way around Spirit gives him so much time to reposition the army. He didn't move the tanks at all. He will go forward on top of the Colossus. Gets one of them, but he gets force fielded super hard. Still, the lift up is good, and he gets out of there. I really wish Spirit had moved these tanks forward during that relocation. But he's still getting a lot done. And the siege tanks are forward now, but here come the Phoenix lifts. Spirit not targeting those down yet. There we go. Now he gets the Phoenixes. Classic is going to pop battery overcharge, but this Colossus will stay alive for the moment. But it's over now. Yeah, it's a 50 army supply lead. No, we're going to game 5. Spirit starting to find his momentum here. And Classic, maybe it's time to just go back to Sky Toss. I don't know. Playing with the ping seems to be quite a struggle. And as the third base goes down, this is done and dusted. There's nothing Classic can do here as far as I can tell. Even with some good Colossus micros, not going to matter too much. Classic is really trying to micro his way through it. Spirit is, he's low on medevac energy. That's one thing. And that siege tank, getting a little bit sloppy here. But Classic, even if he cleans this army up, 55 army supply lead. One of the Colossus does go down. Charge and +1 still not even online yet for Classic. Spirit probably could have sieged up and gone into the main base, like sieged against the ramp, but it's not going to matter. Charge not done. Just now completes, but the Zealots are already gone, and we're going to game 5. All right, here we go. Game number 5 of this qualifying match. Spawning down in the bottom left, it is Navi's Spirit. Coming back from a 2-0 deficit off the back of 2 bunkers in a dream. And his opponent spawning up at the top right, it is Twisted Minds Classic. Does he return to the dreaded Sky Toss? Unclear, Mr. Mintler. Unclear. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go again or not. If I'm gonna cover the last one. If it's a TVT, probably not. If it's a TVP, probably. But I'm not sure. I'll probably call it here and then cover the KSL later. All right. This has been nutty. Truly nuts. I can't believe after how those first 2 games went that Spirit was able to mentally recover and get this one to a game 5. Really impressive. I agree, Fractal Cactal. I agree. I'm glad you think so too. Looks like the probe on the other side of the map, well, scouts the command center and just backs away. Chrono boost on the first Adept. No Warp Gate, so it's probably going to be another Stargate opener, but yeah, certainly going to be another Stargate opener. This is such an interesting situation because Classic was very close to 3-0ing this series. And if he goes on to lose this one, even a seasoned veteran like Classic is not going to be feeling amazing about how that would have gone. Ooh, very fast third command center from Spirit here. Classic. Oh, wow. He actually does shade forward with this Adept. Nice save on the SCV from Spirit, and a good grenade, too. That's a dead Adept. Nice job from Spirit. Saves the SCV. Gets the Adept kill. I'm a little bit surprised that Classic committed in there. Will be straight Phoenix this time. No Oracle. Now, Spirit has no information about what his opponent's doing just yet. Classic, once again, going for the Phoenix Colossus. And this time he is going to go for a very early scout with Phoenix. Okay, so that is a significant difference from what he's been doing. Oh, won't be able to get into the main base. Cyclone able to zone him out. And Spirit going straight up into a second and third barracks. Not going to be getting a starport or anything just yet. Oh, Double Adept will track down this Reaper, but okay, he forces the lift. Wow, that's a small but non-zero win. Obviously, Classic, I mean, he's not too upset about it, but it would have been nice if he hadn't had to lift that. The fact that Classic doesn't know what Spirit's gone for is kind of a big deal. And as Spirit, I mean, based on just seeing the Phoenixes alone, I feel like there's a pretty good chance you can guess that it's going to be Phoenix Colossus. Yeah, I think I like this position for Spirit already quite a bit. And there is that starport fired on up. Where is the 5th barracks? Oh, it's in the back. No engineering bays yet from Spirit, which is rather interesting. I was wondering if you might throw down a very quick double engineering base similar to what he did in a previous series, I believe. Was it a previous game? I'm all cross-wired now. Oh, there is the double engineering bay. Okay. But he does prioritize the production first. And I mean, to be fair, he doesn't know, he has no idea what his opponent's doing. So getting the faster stim and combat shields, faster 4th and 5th barracks, that makes a fair bit of sense. Obviously, it's delightful when you have stim, combat shields, and 1-1 all finishing up at the same time, and you can just crush an opponent's face with those upgrades coming online. But that's, yeah, that's asking a lot to be able to get away with that. Second reactor for this barracks. There we go. Spirit fires it up. And with only 2 Phoenix, these missile turrets are not exactly a necessity, but once again, Spirit doesn't know that. He is up in workers, though. And Classic's 3rd Nexus is just now completing. Oh, Observer gets picked off. That's a nice find. Phoenixes. Well, they're... Oh, look at that. Nice quick pull from Spirit. Saves the SCVs, but he does need to, of course, resaturate those gases now. And he will do exactly that. Stim is done. Concussive shell's done. Combat shield's done. Spirit should... Hey, there it is. There's the armory. Does not miss a beat on that timing this time. And I gotta say, I think I like Spirit's position. He's up in workers. He is taking these gases now with the 3rd base. Nice little bunker to deal with counterattacks. Classic does have a few spawning pylons. But, yeah, Classic's economy is... I mean, it's not great. Oh, this is interesting. He's not going to build a gateway here, is he? This is so far forward for it to be a spotter pylon, though. Well, this armory might be, like, perfectly timed. Well, I mean, it's technically, like, I don't know, 10 seconds early. It's still pretty good. Spirit. Yeah, off of the better economy he's had from the early game. I like this situation for him quite a bit. Classic will once again be going for that quick Templar Archives in the charge setup. This is 3 pylons for free. So, I mean, spotter pylons are great. Oh, looks like Spirit shot his own Marauder for a moment and did not clear up this pylon. Meanwhile, Mine Drop on the other side of the map. Looks like it's not going to be able to get too much done. Might not have even gotten anything done. Okay, he killed a Zealot. Does he get out with a medevac at least? Probably. Spirit. Oh, starts up the +2 weapons. No +2 armor just yet. Focusing on the gas income being focused on the ghost production. +2. +2, +2. Very important. 2-2 timing is very big. There's the second Stargate and the Fleet Beacon from Classic. Okay. Okay, is this where the nightmare begins for Spirit? There's an observer that sees the entire army. That is really nice. Meanwhile, where did those... I just saw 8 Zealots warp in. Okay. The 8 Zealots were at home. This is a huge Zealot counterattack on the other side of the map. Spirit doesn't have his sensor tower set up yet. But look at this. It looks like these Zealots are just hiding against the wall. They're like, shh. Don't tell anyone we're here. Oh, man. Spirit does not know where his opponent's army is. Okay, now he sees it. Oh, Widow Mines. Getting some big connections on these Zealots. Reinforcements from Spirit are going to be able to deal with these Zealots. He's way ahead in army supply. Classic should not be on the map, but he's... Oh, my goodness. He's actually moved backwards. Or, well, forwards, and Spirit was not anticipating that. The Zealots, though, are going to get EMP'd pretty hard. This army, it looks very trapped from Classic. He's going to try and recall out. He doesn't get the full block with the force fields. 1 Colossus, 2 Colossus fall. And Spirit is now 70 army supply up. Classic was up 2-0 and had a lead in Game 3. And all of a sudden, Spirit finds himself on the verge of qualifying to IEM Katowice. Oh, this Disruptor going to get spotted. We'll get a couple Marauders. But that is not enough. That's the only Disruptor on the field. Spirit can just go for it right now. Just get everything up the ramp. Oh, he's fumbling a little bit, but just stutter step, and go. Carriers are out. A huge friendly fire Widow Mine. But is it going to matter? It's still a 50 army supply lead for Spirit. Carrier is looking to be in desperate trouble. Disruptor gets taken down. Spirit has completed the reverse sweep. Classic has no choice but to tap out, and Spirit will qualify to play in front of his home crowd at IEM Katowice. Very well done from Spirit. You could tell the nerves were starting to get the better of him, but it wasn't enough to keep him out of it. Very well done, and if you enjoyed that video, hit that like and subscribe. Check out the rest of my videos, and we'll catch you on the flip side.